Hi guys, and welcome to episode number 4 of my new QR code showcase series. So, it's Monday, and as it's Monday, we're going to start the week off with a brand new team to take into this little mini series. So, the team that I have kind of uncovered and discovered is a team from a Japanese player called Suica. I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not too sure, I probably butchered it, but regardless of that, this is a team that was taken quite high on the ladder of a 2000, and a team consisting of Pelipper, Garchomp, Celesteela, Tapu, Koko, Golduck, and Snorlax. So, there's a few things on the team that we haven't used on the series up to now. So, obviously, we've got the very popular Double Duck in Pelipper and Golduck. So, we've got the Focus Sash on Pelipper, Hurricane, Scald, Protect, and Tailwind, quite a standard set. We've got the Golduck with the Waterium Z running Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Scald, and Protect. There's quite an offensive pairing there with the Rain mod. We've got Tapu Koko Life Orbed to support that with Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Discharge, and Protect. We've got a Scarf Garchomp. So very offensive fast mod there with the Scarf Garchomp, the Tapu Koko, and the Rain mod. We've got then in a defensive kind of mod, we've got Celesteela with a very interesting item choice of Assault Vest, running Heavy Slam, Seed Bomb, Earthquake, and Flamethrower. So that's something I'm definitely looking forward to testing out and seeing how that plays and runs. And then we round the team off with a Choice Band Snorlax. So I'm guessing that is kind of going to be our Trick Room tech. It's running Facade, Giga Impact, Wild Charge, and High Horsepower. So that Snorlax is probably going to be hitting super hard with that Choice Band. So it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully it provides you guys with some ideas, maybe just shows you some different ways to run Pokemon, and obviously just some popular cores there with the Tapu Koko, the Garchomp, the Celesteela there obviously, and then the Rain mod with the Snorlax. So without further ado guys, let's jump on to the battle spot and see if we can find an opponent pretty quickly. So I had a bit of a mishap with my Moon cartridge, so I'm having to run this episode on my Sun cartridge. Hopefully I'll get that sorted for the next episode. And if anything, we'll just boost our rating, hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood. So we'll jump on. Hopefully we find an opponent pretty quickly. Yeah, this team's kind of interesting. It's obviously the Choice Band on Snorlax and the Assault Vest on Celesteela are quite unique item choices there. The Choice Scarf on Garchomp, it's getting way more popular than it used to, and then you've got the Double Ducks, which is kind of fell off a little bit, but now I don't know if it's going to be. We'll see how it runs in the metagame now. I'm assuming this is an early metagame team, but maybe not as well. So we have our first opponent, Max, and he is running a team of Tapu Fini, Garchomp, Snorlax, Comfey, Kartana, and Arachnoid. So straight away we can see it doesn't look like there's any sort of speed control there. I'm not 100% sure what Comfey learns, if it gets Trick Room or not. It may get access to that, so something to keep in mind anyway. It's got the terrain, which you can keep control of with the Tapu Fini, so we need to bear in mind that, and the Kartana and the Garchomp, which can put on a lot of pressure. We don't have any speed control ourselves, but we do need to be careful of the Snorlax and the Arachnoid, especially if we're bringing the rain for the Arachnoid, because we will be boosting those already boosted water type attacks. So what are we going to lead off here with? I think I'll probably lead off with my Tapu Koko, and I'm quite tempted to lead off with Garchomp as well, with Celesteela in the back, and Snorlax is my fourth choice. I don't think I'm going to bring rain here. I don't feel like it's the more optimum play here. Obviously with the Tapu Fini, that'll take advantage of the rain. It's going to be difficult to take down with anything that my rain Pokemon can bring, and the Arachnoid, like we've already said, we don't want to be boosting those already boosted water type attacks because of the water bubble ability that Arachnoid carries. So let's go into this and see what we can do. So we've got the Comfey and the Snorlax. Obviously the Comfey has the ability to it gets a priority boost on any healing moves that it uses. So if that Snorlax goes for a belly drum, it'll be able to kind of restore its health pretty nicely. So what we're going to do here, I'm tempted just to go all out, discharge, and poison jab into the Comfey just to get rid of it, really. So I'll discharge and I'm going to poison jab into the Comfey just to get rid of that, and we'll see what this Snorlax goes for. May possibly go for a belly drum or a curse or anything along those lines, but we will get the poison jab off first. This should do a nice, yeah, it does alright damage to the Comfey, and then the discharge, which should pick up the KO on the Comfey with the electric terrain boost that we get on our electric type attacks from the Tapu Koko. So that's one issue down already. So let's see, and the Snorlax just goes straight for a return into the Tapu Koko. Does a good amount of damage, picks up a critical hit, and leaves us with 8 HP. So we are locked into poison jab with our Garchomp, so it may come back to bite us now. So we may need to switch up our board positions, but we'll see what my opponent has to bring in. And obviously with the Tapu Koko holding the life orb, we've only got one more attack in the tank before it will go down to just the life orb damage. So what I'm going to do here is go for I'd imagine the Arachnoid to protect here, to be honest. So I'm going to just go for a T-Ball into the Snorlax, and I'm going to switch out my Garchomp into my Celesteela, just so I can bring it in at a later stage and, you know, pick a different move, because the poison jab here isn't going to be doing much at all, so it just makes more sense to bring it in at a later stage. Arachnoid does protect as we predicted, so we are going to get that T-Ball into the Snorlax. If it does go for a return again, at least we know Celesteela will be taking that a lot better than what the Tapu Koko took it in the first place. We do proc the... which berry is it? It is the Figgy Berry, so we proc the Figgy Berry on the Snorlax. It goes for a Rock Slide, but fortunately for us, we avoid it. So, what are our options now? We could bring the Garchomp back in, but we are going to be threatened from that Arachnoid. I'm tempted to bring my Snorlax in because it has got the Wild Charge, so we can straight away just take hopefully a KO. I would imagine with the Choice Band we're going to be able to pick up a KO onto the Arachnoid, and we should be able to take anything it kind of throws at us. So what we'll do, we'll go for that Wild Charge into the Arachnoid, and I'm going to go for a... I'm just going to go for a Heavy Slam into the Snorlax, just to start chipping it down. So we'll see what my opponent goes for here. We get the Heavy Slam off onto the Snorlax. It's not going to be doing a massive amount of damage at all. It takes it down to about half health, and we are going to see a Z move come out from the Arachnoid. It's probably into my Snorlax. But depending on how the Snorlax is EV'd, it'll be interesting to see if we're able to take this or not. So it's not actually, it's gone straight into my Celesteela, so that means that Snorlax is going to get the Wild Charge off, which is huge. Snorlax goes for a Crunch onto my Snorlax. We'll be able to take that nicely. We'll get the Wild Charge off and pick up the KO, hopefully, yeah, pick up the KO onto the Arachnoid, so that's nice. So we're both down to our last two Pokemon. Snorlax on Snorlax, and I've got the Scarf Garchomp, and it will all come down to what my opponent has left on his end. Hopefully it's, well, I don't know. It may be the Tapu Fini, but we'll just have to wait and see. And it is the Kartana. Okay. So, I don't think Garchomp has a Fire type attack. So, and we are locked into Wild Charge with our Snorlax. But the electric terrain is still up on the field, so what I might do is go for a Wild Charge into my opponent's Snorlax, and and what do I want to do here? I could go for a Rock Slide and go for flinches, and I think that's probably what I'm going to have to do. I don't really want to lock myself into Earthquake because I'll be hitting my Snorlax, so this is probably the best out I've got at the minute. So we go for the Rock Slide, get a bit of chip damage on to the Kartana. It does flinch. Poison Snorlax goes for a turn into my Garchomp. Does get rough skin damage, and we should pick up the KO here with our Snorlax with the Wild Charge. The electric terrain is still on the field as well, so it's important to remember that. But we kind of need our Snorlax to stick around for one more turn possibly to get some good damage onto the Kartana so we can wear it down. But we did get pretty lucky there with the Rock Slide flinch. So I am just going to go, both my Pokemon are choice locked, so I can't really do much else bar Rock Slide and Wild Charge into the Kartana. Now hopefully we get the Wild Charge off. If not, it's going to be a massive struggle to, I don't think we'll be able to take this game and get the Rock Slide here. We're going to get it, and we get another flinch, so that's massively unfortunate for my opponent. We get the Wild Charge off, it does an alright amount of damage to the Kartana. And the Electric Terrain does disappear from the field. So we'll just go for the same again 3 times in a row. Can we get another flinch? I hate saying that. So we go for the flinch again. Are we going to get it? I think we need it really to win the match. Kartana gets a Leaf Blade off. Onto the Garchomp though. We do survive. It is going to take rough skin damage in the process of that. And that might put it in Wild Charge range, which it does. So we do pick up the win there. We're very fortunate, to be honest, with the 2 Rock Slide flinches. I think had we not got even one of those, we wouldn't have been able to close out the match. So Garchomp really pulling through there with the Rock Slides and the flinches. So good games to my opponent, and apologies for the bad luck there, but it does happen sometimes. Just got to kind of take it when you get it and deal with it when you get it against you. So not a bad start though. The team's pretty fun so far. It's interesting playing with these all these choice locked mons. It's yeah, because a lot of the team it's super highly offensive with the Rain mod, and then you've got the Celesteela with the Assault Vest. It hasn't got any Protect on it. You've got no Protect on the Garchomp. You've got no Protect on the Snorlax. And then you've got the Life Orb on the Tapu Koko. It's all very... It'll take a little bit getting used to, but we'll see how we get on. We've got our next opponent from the USA, and they are running a team of Tapu Lele, Alolan Marowak, Alolan Muck, Talonflame, Tapu Koko, and Oranguru. So there's definitely a Trickery mod in there with the Oranguru, probably taking advantage of the slow Pokemon like Muck and Marowak. Obviously with the Marowak as well, it will carry the Lightning Rod ability, so we need to be careful if we are bringing our Tapu Koko to the match. My opponent also has the Talonflame, which can take advantage of the Gale Wings ability, giving it priority to all flying type attack moves. So we need to be careful of that if we do see a lead with it. But what am I going to do against this team? I'm definitely bringing Snorlax, just in case that Trick Room does get set up. So it'll be very handy if the Trick Room does get set up. I think I might lead Celesteela and Pelipper. I'm going to bring Snorlax in the back with my Garchomp, and we'll lock in with those. And we'll see how we get on. Yeah, I think the Talonflame, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Talonflame kind of come out as a lead here. Just for my opponent expecting the Pelipper Golduck lead, so it can match the Tailwind at least. Or, as I've known from running Talonflame, you can pick up a KO onto the Golduck with the priority Supersonic Sky Strike before he can even get a move off, kind of negating the rain totally. So my opponent actually leads off with the Oranguru and the Tapu Koko. Now we're not in the best of positions here, but we do have the Assault Vest on the Celesteela, and we do have Earthquake, and I wonder how much it does to this Tapu Koko. So I'm going to go for an Earthquake, and I'm just going to protect. Or should I double it in to the Pelipper, to the Koko, just to make sure, because the Pelipper, let's see, I'm sure the Pelipper has a Sash. Yeah, Focus Sash. So we should be able to take anything that my opponent kind of throws at me. So I'm going to just go for a Scald and an Earthquake here. Seems so unconventional, but is this a Gigavolt Havoc coming out from the Tapu Koko onto the Celesteela? Now, even with the Assault Vest, I doubt we'll be able to survive this. But if it's onto the Pelipper, then that's fine. But I imagine it's the Celesteela. Oh, it is the Pelipper. So this works out alright. So Tapu Koko will take us down to our Sash. We will get the Scald off with the Pelipper onto the Tapu Koko, doing a good amount of damage, actually picking up the KO there. And we're going to get an Earthquake, which is a bit pointless at this point, onto the Oranguru. And we'll see if the Oranguru goes for a Trick Room, which I imagine it probably will. It goes for an Instruct, which is strange because you can't instruct a Z move. I'm not sure if my opponent realizes that or not. I'm pretty sure you can't instruct a Z move, but whether that then kind of goes back onto like a T-ball or whatever your original choice for that Z move was, I don't know. So anyway, my opponent brings in the Tapu Lele in place of the Tapu Koko. So here I am going to just go straight for a Heavy Slam onto the Lele, and I think I will, just in preparation for that Oranguru possibly setting up a Trick Room, and I want to keep my Pelipper around for later on in the match in case the Marowak or something like that comes in. I'm going to switch in my Snorlax, which will be able to take anything really thrown at it at this point. We're not really worried about any more Z moves coming out from the Lele, so we should be fine switching the Snorlax in on the Pelipper and just keeping that in reserve for later in the match. So Pelipper goes back and we send in a big Snorlax. We will see the Tapu Lele go for the Moonblast onto the Snorlax. We should be able to take this quite well. It does do a good amount of damage. We do get the Heavy Slam off though with our Celesteela. We should pick up the KO. Yeah, we pick up the KO onto the Lele, which is nice, and we'll get a Beast Boost to boot, which raises our attack stat, which is even better. And there goes the Trick Room. So that Snorlax switch-in was not all in vain. So what are we going to see here? Possibly the Marowak, I'd imagine. Yeah, so here comes the Marowak. But we are putting a lot of pressure on the Marowak with Snorlax. Now, we are in rain as well, so we're not as threatened as we probably would be outside of rain against the Marowak. So what I'm going to do is just double it into the Marowak with a high horsepower from my Snorlax and a Heavy Slam as well. We should be in a position so we can take any move coming out from the Marowak if it does survive, but this potentially could pick up the KO. So it's just shy. Marowak does get the Flare Blitz off, but we are in rain, so we should be able to take this. Yeah, just about. And the Marowak goes down to the Life Orb, the Flare Blitz recoil. Oranguru again goes for the Instruct, but it fails, and we will get a Heavy Slam off, which should do decent damage after the Beast Boost onto the Oranguru. So, yeah, taking it down, proccing it, Citrus Berry, I'd imagine. Yeah. And my opponent's down to his last two Pokemon now. We're one turn into the Trick Room, so... Actually, sorry, my opponent is down to his last Pokemon now. So, we'll just go for a Heavy Slam and a high horsepower, and hopefully that will be enough to pick up the win. That match was over super quickly, and my opponent just forfeits. So yeah, the team just showing it can operate in and out of a Trick Room. I think if my opponent had went for the Gigavolt Havoc onto the Celesteela turn 1, he probably would have been in a lot better position going forward, because then I wouldn't have the Celesteela to so easily handle the Tapu Lele in the subsequent turns. But regardless of that, that was a nice ease into the QR code episode this week. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. We will round things up there. If you've enjoyed the episode, guys, as always, please leave a like on the video. It is massively appreciated. If you've got any comments or questions about the team, leave them in the comment section below. I will leave in the description of the video the link to this QR code if you guys want to go away and try it out. It is a lot of fun. I've had 2 matches with it, and I'm still getting my head around how it's kind of working, but it's super cool. So go ahead, try it if you guys like the look of it. It's a lot of fun. And obviously I will just mention, subscribe to the channel and you'll get all the daily updates with when these episodes come out. So we have the occasional team review episodes where we kind of go over teams and things like that. Daily uploads with the School of Hard Knocks, and then these episodes which are our QR code kind of series, showcase series. So we pick teams and we showcase them through the channel. So I hope you've enjoyed the episode, guys. I will say it once again, thank you for watching, and until tomorrow, when we'll have another School of Hard Knocks episode, but we will be back on Wednesday with another QR code series episode. So until then, take care of yourselves, and I will see you then. So until then, guys, bye bye.